Welcome to Rauta's non-metal reviews. This time it's very metal related, but not metal music at all at the same time. This one is a Silent Skies duo with an album called Nectar. Second in line, and this time a lot better. Now, it's not too many years when I got to like the Swedish band Evergrave. And it happened when I was taking this cruise where they played and made the interview and just found out that, hey, even though this was not supposed to be my cup of tea when it comes to the music, I actually like the music a lot. One of the main reasons is Tom Englund being the vocalist of the band, also guitar player, who just had this great warm voice and ability to do with those emotions in so many ways. So when I later on, a couple of years later, found out about this different side project called Silent Skies, which is a duo, him on vocals, and the other guy, the main guy, what you could say, doing the, piano and all that other stuff, basically doing all the songs, composing and whatever. I was like, hey, this could be interesting because I really like Tom's vocals. Let's be honest about it. I was disappointed, gravely. The thing here is, while the vocals were there, the music was not speaking to me at all. I felt like, okay, maybe this is just too different from Evergrey and all that stuff that even the vocals cannot save it. And I was wrong in the terms of that it's not about the vocals, it's all about the compositions. And here you have the lineup. Vikram Shankar taking care of piano, keyboard, production, and Tom S. Englund doing vocals and production. And then there's other information, recording and whatnot. But like I said, it was all about the songs themselves. So it wasn't so much about the problem with vocals and all that stuff or lack of guitars and whatever. It was that I found the album not being interesting. So I kind of gave up on Silent Skies and didn't really got too much interest in that. Now when the second album came in early 2022, in February, mind you, I was like, okay, let's give it a shot. Even though I didn't like the first one, I found it very lukewarm, not bad. And I was like, man, this is actually better. But I wasn't totally convinced by the first spin, not even the second one. One could say maybe not even the third one. And the further I went to this rabbit hole, I was like, man, this is actually really beautiful. This is like way deeper, way more diverse, and more importantly, I guess, just better. Doesn't matter whether we're talking about beautiful things or details on this album or the sheer melancholy within. This is just actually very good an album. But it has nothing, absolutely nothing to do with metal music, not even rock music, because this is very much like piano oriented with a little bit of those keyboard parts, kind of electronic nuances, as well as a little bit like violin and stuff like that right there. And then the vocals, the warm, diverse, passionful vocals, which are there to complement the piano. Now, one of these elements could not be without itself, the other part, the counterpart, if you will. Because the thing here is, these are like two hands. You can do a lot of things with only one hand, be it right or left, doesn't matter. But there are lots of things which you can't do if you're only, having one hand. And this is where I'm going with this album. This is the beautiful cooperation between these two hands. Like perfect collaboration. Well, perfect and perfect, but you get the idea. And suddenly things started to click. Now, in hindsight, I am thinking maybe I should have given more time with the first album. But even with the first album, it wasn't even near where this album is going. And that's an important factor. You only get to have like one shot with the first impression, and then it's gone. And whereas this gave me kind of a warm first impression, the first album was like, nah, not my thing. Now, like I said, even though this has a lot of evergrayness in the terms of vocals, this is a lot different because there are no guitars, there are no bass, there are no drums, etc. So as such, considering this some kind of a metal related or even rock music related thing, is just outright wrong. This is all about the piano doing the background, one could say even ambience, but that is like giving a little bit different idea what ambient music might sound like. This is more musical than that. But like I said, it's without these kind of a clear rhythm patterns what drums are usually done for. There are no, trumpets or whatever. There is no big orchestrations. It's just very minimal in nature, and that's the beauty of it. Now, this album sounds beautiful, and even there are lots of glimpses of hope. I feel like this is mostly a soundtrack of sadness and melancholy. I might be totally wrong when it comes to lyrics and all that stuff, but this is how it speaks to me. So there's a lot of northern things going on, very, very Scandinavian in that sense, or one could say just Nordic, because, it's maybe hard to separate Finnish or Swedish or Norwegian or even Icelandic and Danish mindsets from each other. I mean, there's certain kind of a Nordic vibe, like going to the darkness, going to the winter side, and then the music does the talking of these parts. But this is more complicated than just one thing pony, and I think that's really matters here. This is a beautiful album that has a lot of emotion behind it, but at the same time, kind of guaranteed this is not for everybody. Like, if you want those guitars, if you want those drums and etc., I don't know if this is your cup of tea. For me, it took quite a few spins to finally recognize and understand that I actually like this album quite a lot. That is like 8 out of 10. I wouldn't go as far as to say this is a 10 or 9er, because I'm kind of a picky guy. But after a while, I really started to like it more than the original spin gave me, like, the idea of how good this album is. So I strongly recommend you giving a shot. Maybe half of an album won't do it for you. Maybe even after one song you're like, okay, it's not my cup of tea. But I still want to say, give this a shot. Silent Skies made a great album, and it's worth listening to. In my opinion, something that goes to my collection because it's damn fine. Not the best out there, but definitely talking to me in ways I couldn't imagine happening with the first one. So there is that. Anyway, go check out the links provided in the description box. There are not many, because this is basically only a Facebook site for the band, but you can find that and True Napalm Records. You can find the whole website for the band, and then you can start enjoying it. It's also available on your favorite streaming services, so clickety-click, start listening, and I hope you enjoy it. Take care, and bye-bye.